Bhagavate Vasudeva.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nārayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktin Bhavatir Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 9, text number 43. 2943. The canto name is Cosmic Manifestation and the chapter name is Answers by Citing the Lord's Version. Please repeat the sloka behind me. Tuṣṭaṁ niśāmya pitaram
tuṣṭam niśāmya pitaram
lokānāṁ prapitāmaham
lokānām prapitāmaham
devarṣiḥ paripapraccha
devarṣiḥ paripapraccha
bhavān mānupṛcchati.
bhavān
mānupṛcchati.
Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. tuṣṭaṁ,
tuṣṭam
satisfied.
satisfied.
Niśāmya,
niśāmya
after seeing.
pitaram
pitaram.
The father.
father.
Lokānāṁ,
lokānām
of the whole universe.
the whole universe.
Prapitāmaham,
prapitāmaham
the great grandfather.
great grandfather.
Devarṣiḥ,
devarṣiḥ
the great sage Nārada.
great sage Nārada.
Paripapraccha,
paripapraccha
inquired. Bhavān, yourself. Yat, as it is. Ma, from me. Anupṛcchati, inquiring. Translation and purpose by Divine Grace Abhay Charana Desi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation, please repeat behind me. The great sage Nārada also inquired in detail from his father Brahmā, the great grandfather of all the universe. After seeing him, well satisfied. Purport. The process of understanding spiritual or transcendental knowledge from the realized person is not exactly like asking an ordinary question from the schoolmaster. The schoolmasters in the modern days are paid agents for giving some information, but the spiritual master is not a paid agent, nor can he impart instruction from without being authorized. In the Bhagavad-gītā 4.34, the process of understanding transcendental knowledge is directed as follows. Tatvidhi pranipadena pariprashnena sevaya upadeshyandi te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. Arjuna was advised to receive transcendental knowledge from the realized person by surrenders, questions, and service. Receiving transcendental knowledge is not like exchanging dollars. Such knowledge has to be received by service to the spiritual master. As Brahmaji received the knowledge directly from the Lord by satisfying him fully, similarly, one has to receive the transcendental knowledge from the spiritual master by satisfying him. The spiritual master's satisfaction is the means of assimilating transcendental knowledge. One cannot understand transcendental knowledge simply by becoming a grammarian. The Vedas declares, Yasya deva para bhaktir yada deva tata guru tasyaite tataita hi artaha prakashante mahatmanaha. Only unto the one who has unflinching devotion to the Lord and the spiritual master does transcendental knowledge become automatically revealed. Shveta Upanishad 6.23. Such relationship between the disciple and the spiritual master is eternal. One who is now the disciple in the next spiritual master, and one cannot be a bona fide and authorized spiritual master unless one has been strictly obedient to his spiritual master. Brahmaji, as a disciple of the Supreme Lord, received the real knowledge and imparted it to his dear disciple Nārada. And similarly, Nārada, as spiritual master, handed over the knowledge to Vyasa and so on. Therefore, the so-called former spiritual master and disciple are not facsimile of Brahma and Nārada, or Nārada and Vyasa. The relationship between Brahma and Nārada is reality, while the so-called formality is the relation between the cheater and cheated. It is clearly mentioned herewith that Nārada is not only well-behaved, meek, and obedient, but also self-controlled. One who is not self-controlled, specifically in sex life, can become neither a disciple nor a spiritual master. One must have disciplinary training in controlling speaking, anger, the tongue, the mind, the belly, and the genital. One who has controlled the particular senses mentioned above is called a Goswami. Without becoming a Goswami, one can become neither a disciple nor a spiritual master. The so-called spiritual master without sense control is certainly the cheater, and the disciple of such a so-called spiritual master is the cheater. One should not think of Brahmaji as a dead great-grandfather, as we have experienced on this planet. He is the oldest great-grandfather and he is still living, and Narada is also living. The age of the inhabitants of the Brahmaloka planet is mentioned in the Bhagavad-gītā. The inhabitants of this small planet Earth can hardly calculate even the duration of one day of Brahma. On this. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharni Vishesha Shunyavad Bhashasha Deshatarne. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Today, the sloka, it is a Brahma and Narada, how the Brahma got satisfied by the activities of Narada. So here it is mentioned that Narada inquired in detail from his father. What he is inquired about this creation and all, everything, and about the Supreme Lord, he questioned, and whatever he revealed that answers to his son Narada. So in the previous slokas we discussed that he is the qualified son. Even though Brahma has many sons, he is the qualified son, so that the topmost knowledge and the great knowledge, best thing, it is given to the very lovable child. So that is the way Brahma gave that devotional service knowledge to Narada. So Narada also inquired in detail from his father. So when he inquired, after seeing him well satisfied. So Brahmaji, by seeing Brahmaji well satisfied, then he started the inquiry. So this is the way, it's the exemplary way, and even though Narada and Brahmaji, the father and son relationship, they are playing a spiritual master and a disciple relationship over here. So that's the reason. So how the spiritual master need to be we need to make the spiritual master satisfied. Then the spiritual master reveals the knowledge to us. So this is the way. After that only we need to ask our questions. It is not a spiritual master, is not a somebody, a normal person. We will go and ask whenever he is available. He is just you don't have any other material work. Why don't we ask? He say he obviously it's available. Go and ask the question. You need to give the answer. It is not like that. He need to be satisfied with our progress in bhakti, how we are convinced in bhakti, what is our activities, how we are situated in the path of bhakti. Based on that, and how we are serving, we need to serve him. So then only, so spiritual master, how he can understand us, how we are obediently, we are serving the spiritual master. So by the way, he is seeing that how he is serving me. So then the spiritual master automatically, he will reveal that knowledge, and the whatever the inquiries, he will give the answers to the questions, whatever we are asking. In the olden days, before the British came into this, it came to India, there was a Gurukula system were there. So during the Gurukula system, the disciples, they have to stay with the Guru only. First, they will go to the people, they used to leave their children in the Gurukula to study. So it's a kind of a residential study, and some people, they may go and come back. So currently also that residential study is there for some places. We are calling them as a hostel. But during the olden days, many people, they used to stay in the Guru's ashram only. So the Guru's only work is, Guru won't work anything else. The Guru's only work is to give them the knowledge. So how he will earn? There is no government, there is no money will be given to the child, given to Guru. So of course, there is a kings were there. They will also take care of the Gurus, and they will give the land, whatever the cows, whatever those things they will give it to the Guru. But the daily, in order to serve the Guru, how the disciples need to serve the Guru. The olden days, the disciples used to go to the village. Yes, usually the Gurukula, it will be outskirts of the village only. Yes, it should not be in the middle of the village or something, so that they will get peacefully, they want to study. So in that environment, they used to study. That's the reason always the Gurukula in the outskirts. And they used to go to the village, and they do the madhukari. Madhukari means literally they will beg in each and every houses. By seeing them, the householders, they used to give the grains, vegetables, milk, whatever they have, they will give, and they will bring back, and they will give it to the wife of the Guru. Then the wife of the Guru, using that grains or the foodstuffs, she will prepare the food, and everybody will have that food. Then, so in the and after that, they will sit for the class, and they will discuss. The Guru will give the knowledge. So during that time, they used to take care of the Guru in such a way. The disciple also, they get the Guru. The disciples, they get the Gurus, they will do the massage the Gurus. They will clean the Guru's house. Everything. They will do the whatever that is the way they will serve. So the serving, the sense to see the spiritual master as a representative of the God. He is next to the God, they will see the Guru. That is the reason they are able to do the serve the Guru. So, and one more thing, when we do that menial services, our ego also come down. So that is the another way we can. So even during that time, even the kingly first, the son of the kings, the princes, they are also prince also, they used to come and do they also come to our studies. So then there's a kind of royal people, they used to come and study, so that even they should not show their royalty there. Oh, I am the son of this province king. So now, whatever, even in the current society, what is happening? If a person studying in a school, that person is any celebrity person or a politician's son, so there is a special treatment is giving to that child. So, but during that time, it is not like that. During the olden days, if the person coming to the Gurukula is just a disciple, there is no more designations. He is just a disciple of that Guru. That's all. There won't be any designation. I am the so-called king's son. Nothing will be there. They are just disciples there. They have to, even though they are from the royal family, but they also need to go to for the Madhukari, the means Bhiksha, and they have to take the Bhiksha and they have to serve the Guru as like other disciples. So there is no difference in the disciples there. So in that way, they used to study, and when the Guru got satisfied, and the Guru will see, because since the students are also staying with them, the Guru will see what is their propensity. So the person who was learned, who wanted to be in the path of Sattvic Guna, then the Guru will teach them the Brahmanical things, okay, teaching about the Vedas, Upanishad, those things. If the person is in the kind of Kshatriya mood, then for that student, he will teach the archery and all those Kshatriya qualities, and rules and regulations. Like that, based on the quality of the student, the Guru also, he will give the knowledge to the persons. So this is the way, and in Bhagavad-gītā 4.34, how the knowledge need to be, we need to get from the Guru. That is, Krishna himself is saying, that is the Tatvidi Pranipadena Pariprashnena Sevaya Upadeshyanti Te Jnanam Naninas Tattva Darshinaha. So Krishna is saying that just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So this is the way we have to get the spiritual knowledge from the Guru. So until we surrender to a Guru, our spiritual journey is not started. So whatever we are practicing is a kind of a practicing. We are trying to practice ourselves. We are not trying to qualify ourselves to become a disciple. So once we are seeing that we are developed such qualities, like what are those qualities Brahmaji is, Nārada had. So here it is mentioned in this. So this kind of qualities we need to have. So Nārada has the quality, is a simple person. He is very simple. He is not, here it is mentioned, is a well-behaved, meek, obedient, but also self-control. These are the qualities is required. We need to develop ourselves. Then once we are well-versed in these qualities, then we have to approach the Guru. Then the Guru, then we need to serve the Guru. Then the Guru will give the knowledge to us. Automatically knowledge will be imparted to us. So that way, that's the reason we need to serve as specified by Krishna. The rules is to learn the truth, we have to approach the spiritual master. What we do? Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. So we need to do the service. Once the Guru got satisfied, then we can inquire. The similar formula is followed by Nārada. So even though his father satisfied by his activities, because the service, whatever he was doing, the devotional service, with that he is satisfied. Then Nārada was inquiring from Brahmaji, and Brahmaji also imparted the knowledge to Nārada. So the underlying point is we have to be qualified. We have to develop our qualification so that we can get this. This is the topmost transcendental knowledge. Yes, this knowledge, it is not contaminated, it is not affected by these three modes of nature, because it is beyond these three modes of nature, whatever the devotional service knowledge. So that is the reason we should be qualify ourselves to get that knowledge. Once we got the knowledge, then we need to continue to still, because it is not even though once we get the knowledge, once we surrender to the Guru, initiation means, the literal meaning of initiation means it is starting of our spiritual life. So the spiritual master initiated us once. After so much of training, after so much of understanding, so much of service, the Guru will understand us. Then he will initiate us with the mantra. So then we are qualified to tell the mantra in the authentic way. Then the effect will be applicable for us. So this is the way the students of in the olden age, they used to surrender to the Guru and they do the service. So the current modern age, so it is entirely the Guru Shishya, it is different way. So we are going to the school, and the government or somebody paying the money to the teacher, and also we are paying money to the school. to get the knowledge. So on which knowledge we are getting? That is knowledge is the mundane knowledge only we are getting from them. So it is talking about this chemicals, this and that, and they are not, it's not beyond these the five basic elements which are created by basic elements. They'll talk about only these five basic elements only, and the which are created by these five basic elements. So nothing else beyond this material world they won't speak. And that's the reason Prabhupada is mentioned here. The formality for the while the so-called formality is the relation between the cheater and the cheated. This is what the current society, the current way of the student and the teacher relationship. It's kind of just a formality, because we know that he is getting the money. He's getting so much of lakhs of rupees he is earning. He is taking the tuition. He is doing all those things, and he is earning so much of money, and also they are not the current day of teachers. They are just teaching whatever the material study. They only that teaching them only those things only, and they won't be following the rules and regulations. What a teacher should follow, they won't follow. We are seeing that many news in the some of the schools, the teacher coming to the school after heavily drunkard, he became a drunkard person. He is a smoker, chain smoker. Those kind of people become a teachers. So if by the student, how the student is supposed to follow the master. So if the student see his master doing all those things, how a student will learn? What a student will learn? The student also will learn the same thing from the teacher. So that is the reason. This is whatever the relationship in the modern world, the teacher and the student, it is a kind of, the teacher is a cheater and the student is getting cheated from him. So that is the reason we need to understand understand the difference between the spiritual knowledge and the material knowledge. So material knowledge, it is to survive in this material world, of course it is required, but we should not get into that. It's a primary thing. So a person who understands that the spiritual knowledge is the primary and which is our topmost goal, they won't much give importance to the secondary knowledge. The secondary knowledge which is important, that is only for taking care of my needs. That's all. In that conviction, we need to go to school and we need to study from that, and we need to come out and we need to only that mood. We need to, okay, I'm studied this and I'm applying that and I'm getting the money. So that money I'm going to use for the Krishna consciousness to improve my self-realization. So in that mood, if one person is doing, then that is the correct way. Otherwise, what is happening in the current world? People are going and studying and they are getting so much of money. They become crorepati's, and proudly they are saying that this person, he was not having any money. Now after studying this so and so college, and now he become a great person. He is gaining in crores. So that is good. Gaining in crores is good. But all the crores of money you are having, and without spending, without giving for the spiritual activities, you are trying to gratify your own senses. What will happen? Then it's of no use. So how the disciples is a training is giving to that disciple, it is mentioned here. One who has controlled the particular senses is called Goswami. So we need to be a person who wanted to in the path of spiritual activity, he must be a Goswami. Because in the material study, there is no control for the senses. So one must have disciplinary training in controlling. What are the things we need to control? The speaking. We need to control the tongue. Speaking, anger, the tongue. So the tongue, the mind, the belly, and genital. So these are the things which are in the straight or in all the senses. In the outwardly. Only if you see the ears is the only sense, it is in the other direction. The other direction. All the other senses, eyes, nose, tongue, genital, everything in the same direction only. So this needs to be controlled first, because if these things are not controlled, if it is uncontrolled, then a person cannot understand the spiritual knowledge. That is the reason. The first and foremost is controlling the tongue. Controlling the tongue in the sense in order to eating and in order to speaking. Both the things we have to control. and controlling the anger and controlling the mind. So in these things will help us to progress in bhakti and controlling the genital. So these are the things will help us to progress in bhakti. Other, yes, if we are not control all those things, we cannot practice bhakti at all. Because there is no difference between the material study and our study. Because material study and all the people are, even though we can also, practically we could see on the main road, some people go on the two-wheeler or car, they dash somebody, immediately there is a fight. By seeing their attire, and you could see that they could have, they may be a, their car may be a Mercedes Benz or BMW car, but still they will come and shout with the other person, or they will beat each other like a illiterate person, right? Like animals, they will fight. So that is not a qualification. So that is not a qualified person, because if you are studied, if you are well studied, you won't behave, you won't show your anger, you have the control over speak, whatever you are speaking, control over the tongue, and control over the mind. Mind control also will be there. So you won't fight and like that. So the people are, the current world, if you see each and every day, we could have seen such incidents in our city life. But those things are, those persons are not qualified to get the spiritual knowledge, because they don't have the control over their tongue, control over their anger, control over their speech. So we have to develop all those things, because we also in this material, we are not by birth, we become we are not a disciples or a devotees of the Lord. By seeing the devotees, we are aspiring to become a devotee. So in that path, we are getting to the path. So that is the reason what we do. Whatever the anarthas we have, we are trying to subside those anarthas. We should not feed those, the anger. We should not feed that, why we are taking the prasadam, because the sattvic food, why we are not using the onion and garlic and non-vegetarian, because those things are not favorable to the path of bhakti. That will give the agitation to the body, and it will take, if you are taking all those things, it will take into the sex life, or agitate to the sex life, or agitating to the material way of life. So that is the reason we don't want to get into the path. That is the reason we are, in order to subside those things, to increase the or sattva guna, we are eating the sattvic food. And when we are studying the sattvic food, sattvic prasadam, not a food, prasadam we are taking. So that will, what is doing, that will do the magic over in our body. It will control our speak, it will control our mind, everything. The prasadam will make the magic, the sattvic. Because whatever we are eating, our body, mind, everything is affected by that. That is the reason the whatever we are eating, it should be a prasadam. It cannot be a other food. So this is the way here Prabhupada also writing about the discussion between the way how Nārada behaved and the way how the grandfather Brahmaji. So it is not that Brahmaji, he was there some time back and he died. So currently people are thinking in that way. So people are seeing, and he is a great grandfather, he already dead. No, Brahmaji still he is living, and Narada also he is living. So the people, they are, Brahmaji is in the Brahmaloka, and Narada, he was roaming all the spiritual world. He's giving the knowledge to spiritual. He's a traveler of the spiritual material. Everywhere he can go without any control. There is no restriction for Narada. So he is going and he's spreading the knowledge about the Supreme Lord to everywhere. And Brahmaji, he is also doing the creation. Till now, he is doing the creation. We cannot compare our life and the kind of inhabitants of Brahmaloka, Brahmaji's life. Because Brahmaji life is, he is also having the 100 years, but it is not, their age is called as a celestial years. So our age is like a sun years. So our years is 365 days, is a 1 year, they're calling. But we cannot compare with our years with the Brahma's age. So Brahma age is going to be millions of years we're going to stay compared to our years. He's going to stay millions of years. He's going to do his activity. And Narada also going to remain. And he's also going to spread all the knowledge to others. So what we learn from this sloka is we have to sloka and purport. We have to control our speaking, control our time, control our mind, control our anger, and control our genital, so that we can also practice the Goswami mood. Then once we get into the path of bhakti, then automatically the Lord will send the spiritual master, and the spiritual master initiate us. So then we will get we'll serve the spiritual master. Now, how can we serve? We have spiritual master maybe in one place. We may not be along with him. It is not necessary. We need to serve the spiritual master physically. So spiritual master can be served by through whatever his instruction. He had to serve the instruction. So Prabhupada is not physically available, but his instruction is to spread the Krishna consciousness so that the people will be elevated. They can understand their position. They can understand what is the goal of life. So that is the instruction widely he gave to all the followers of Krishna consciousness. So then we can take this as an instruction of the spiritual master and we can serve. So in that way, we can satisfy our spiritual master as well as Prabhupada. Once they are satisfied, it will be satisfied. Krishna also satisfied by that manner. So this is the way the disciples and spiritual master relationship should be. So this is what explained in this sloka. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone. We'll meet tomorrow. Hare Krishna.